I have this very difficult task of now, when you are busy taking your snacks, I have the challenge of gaining your attention. Okay? So this is a challenge. This is a very interesting challenge to take, since it is in front of people I know. This is a risk that I can afford to take, because you are not going to hit me hard or throw stones, nothing like that. It's not going to happen. I have a question to youth leaders. You might have all heard of so many principles, so many advices many people would have given you. Some would have told you that if you are honest all the time, you will progress so far and you will amount to something in life. And you would have seen the same people who gave you that advice breaking that principle in their own life in front of you. Did you have that experience? Did your father or teacher tell you that you should always tell the truth, and immediately they turned back and told a plain lie to someone else? Yes, I had that experience. I think if you haven't, just wait. It is just a matter of time. You will see that. And someone else might have told you, if you are determined and pursue your goal with all your energy and passion, that is what will make you really succeed. Have you seen it? Yeah. You have got it. And have you seen that people who have given you that advice, do they really live by that principle? No. So you were thrown with too many conflicting ideas, and the people who give you that idea, they themselves know that it didn't work out in their own life. They themselves are confused. And when a confused person gives us an advice, that makes the recipient totally confused. So are you in that space? Do you have that confusion as to what is the right thing to do? Okay. Today I am going to give you just a skill that is proven to work. Okay. Keep this in mind, and if you master it, for sure, it will set you ahead of the rest. Okay, are you interested to know what it is?
No.
Right. A study was done in Stanford University. 4-year-old students. Okay, they were taken to a hall, and an experimenter came and told them, students, I will give you one marshmallow. The thing is that if you eat it immediately, that is the only one marshmallow you are going to get. But I will go outside, and after some time I will come back. When I come back, if you have managed not to eat that marshmallow, if you have the capability to resist your temptation to immediately grab that sweet and wait until I come back, at that time, you will get 2 marshmallows. Is it clear? Right. So, the experimenter did it with many different students. It was seen that about 30% of the students, as soon as the marshmallow was given and the experimenter left, they had it. Another about 30% of the students, they tried their level best. They tried to resist, to hold their urge, but they succumbed. By the time the experimenter came, it was within about 15 minutes, they had also taken it. The remaining 30%, they succeeded. They could hold their urge, and the experimenter came back, and they were rewarded with 2 marshmallows each. The real finding came after about 12 years. These same 4-year-olds, they were followed after 12 years and saw how well they did in their life. Those students who could resist that temptation, they were seen to be better at studies, better in their social life, better in their health score, better in their SAT score by about a very significant percentage. So, this is the secret of delayed gratification. In front, you might have an immediate reward in front, and if it is reasonably certain that if you can push it back and work concentrate on pursuing a better reward that is going to come to you in the future, if you have that capability within you, that is to avoid that immediate gratification and get a better reward in future, that is a superpower for taking you further in life. The real insight is one step further there. Thing is, this is something that can be practiced and mastered. Of those 30% of students who were able to resist the temptation and win that 2 marshmallows, what they did, that was most revealing. What they did is, they didn't stare at the marshmallow. As soon as the experimenter left, some of them ducked under the desk. Some of them went to the window and looked outside. On the other hand, those who were looking at the marshmallow and trying to resist that temptation to eat it, all of them failed. So, what it teaches us is, if you have a goal and there is something that is distracting you from progressing towards that goal, what you have to do is learn to turn your attention away from whatever that is distracting you. For example, if there is, you would like to quit a bad habit, like you would like to reduce your weight, or if you want to stick to a diet, and if the dietitian has told you that you have to stick to vegetables and fruits alone, but if you have a refrigerator that is stuffed with chocolate and fried chicken, that strategy is definitely going to fail. What you have to do is make sure that this temptation that is going to distract you away from your goal, turn your attention away from that kind of temptations and focus your attention on the goal. Alright? This is the power of delayed gratification, but it goes against what Aesop told us 2500 years ago. Aesop told, a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. So, if you follow Aesop philosophy, a marshmallow in hand that is given, that is worth the 2 marshmallows you are going to get later. So, there is no difference whether you have it now or you wait for 2 marshmallows. That is what Aesop had told. So, but the experiment proves Aesop was wrong. Was indeed Aesop wrong? Then who is right? What should we do? Aesop said 1 marshmallow in hand is worth 2 marshmallows later. But the experiment proves that 2 marshmallows later is far better than the 1 marshmallow in hand. So was Aesop wrong? Aesop was right for the time he lived. Because at that time when Aesop lived 2000 years ago, if you got a marshmallow in hand and if you believed some experimenter and if you decided not to have it, do you know how rare, how difficult was it to have a sweet at that time? Even the food for bare sustenance was a luxury 2000 years ago. And Aesop was a slave. So for Aesop, as soon as he gets something, immediately if he have it, then only he got it. Otherwise someone else is sure to grab away, and there is no history of ever somebody making good a promise made to a slave. So in those kind of situations, if you immediately have what you got, that is the right advice, but times has changed a lot. And at the time of Aesop, if 100 people sit in a hall, after about 1 week, how many of you will be alive if you take a guess? It may be 90. Because that much high was even the mortality rate. But not so now. If 100 of us sit in a hall, after about 15 years, most likely about 99 of us, or even 99.9 of us would be alive. That kind of progress we have achieved. That means the certainty or the uncertainty about the future has gone down a lot as we have progressed. Therefore, in our present day situation, Aesop is wrong. He was right at the time he's told, but times have changed, and accordingly we also have to change. So keep it in your mind. If you have a bigger goal to achieve in future, it is certain that you are going to live until that future. So it is better to concentrate and try to achieve what you would like to have in your would like to have what you would like to want to come true in your future. It is better to work for that, because it is almost certain that you are going to live to see that day. So be prepared for it and try to learn to turn your attention away from what is going to pulling you away into different directions. All right? This is the secret of delayed gratification. I will ask you when I see you next time. All right? With that, over to you.
This is the beauty of Periyar TMC Club. Any situation can be managed with lively sessions. Thank you, TTM Harish.